Hello everyone, my name is Rise Daniel, and today I'm going to be doing a little reaction video to top 9 ways to get college credits by testing out of classes. This is by a young lady named Annie Margarita Yang, and I'm just going to react to this, give my overall opinion about it, because she does say some good things in this video, but there are some others that I kind of disagree with, so I just wanted to give kind of my overall opinion of it, and just commentate on it. If you guys enjoy this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and my ebook, CLEP College, is in the description. So yeah, let's get right into this.
According to the Student Loan Hero, the average cost per college credit in 2018 was $594. Credits could be as low as $135 per credit at a community college, or they could be as high as $1,039 per credit at a private four-year college.
Okay, one thing right off the bat. What she's saying can certainly be true for the particular time that she did it, and I'm not arguing at all that this is incorrect. I just wanted to point out and kind of emphasize this depends entirely on what college that you're going to. Just wanted to point that out because you can see it has even her chart from Student Loan Hero, it has these various different prices. And yes, private universities, of course, is going to be much more expensive, and you have the varying prices. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Hey guys, it's Annie Margarita Yang back with another video, and yeah, I know college can be so expensive. So if you're in college right now, I just want to personally say to you, I do not think that it is a good idea to take out a lot of student loan debt, especially at the beginning of your career and your financial life, unless you plan on going straight into a high-paying field like a software engineer or becoming a corporate lawyer where you can very quickly pay off your student loan debt, or unless you come from a wealthy family and your parents will just freely pay off your loan for you. Okay? So today I just want to show you guys a very cheap way to get college credits. In fact, you can get college credits for as low as $30 to $40 per credit. I personally have followed.
Okay, something I wanted to say right here. So I definitely agree with her about the whole student debt situation because student loan debt's an absolute disaster in my opinion. And when it comes to the whole United States, student loan debt is just a mess. Um, I've talked to a couple of different people. Some of them are actually like lawyers or different people that do have decently high-paying jobs now, and yet they're still paying a large amount of money each month toward their student loans, and they're still going to have to pay it for a long, long time. So really, if there's any way possible for you to not go through college without student loan debt, that's really, really great. For instance, with my program, with CLEP College, it works incredibly well with that way. You don't have to take out any student loans. It's just the CLEP and DSST tests, and of course, whatever college you choose, whatever capstone they have in the end. So let's keep watching.
Only 3 of the 9 methods that I'm about to show you today, and by only following 3 of them, I managed to get 45 college credits for between $30 to $40 per credit. So for 45 college credits, I paid around $1,500 out of pocket. Okay? And on top of that, as a bonus, I managed to graduate with my bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited university in only 1 year and 9 months, which I consider is a huge feat considering that most people nowadays don't seem to be able to manage to graduate with their bachelor's degree in 4 years.
Okay, what she said is partially true and certainly admirable. One thing I wanted to say, though, is I do congratulate her on getting her bachelor's degree, of course. So she says that she obtained 45 college credits and that she graduated with the particular university. I believe she says Thomas Edison toward the end of the video. One thing I wanted to say is, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you were able to get the 45 credits and graduate. Again, congratulations. And a year and 9 months is certainly better than a 2 or 4 year college. Absolutely, it's better. While that's better, though, I was able to do it in a year. I was able to do it in a year, and in fact, if you look at my the transcript that I got from Excelsior, it's technically much less than that because I took all the CLEP and I took a whole bunch of CLEP tests and the DSST tests, and then I sent them into Excelsior. And basically what happened is when Excelsior received all of those, they basically started that as the date from when I started Excelsior College. And then after I completed the capstone and graduated, that was a different date. So really, it's not that long at all. It's significantly under a year that I was actually at Excelsior College. Yeah, so it's certainly possible to obtain an accredited bachelor's degree in a year or less. Is it easy? No. It takes a lot of time and effort, as I'm sure this lady here, Ms. Yang, also spent a whole lot of time and effort to graduate with her bachelor's degree. I just wanted to point out, though, real quick, yeah, that whole thing. Just wanted to point that out.
A lot of people nowadays finish their bachelor's degree in 6 years. All right, so watch till the end of this video, the 9 methods, because I already looked on YouTube. There's no one giving you all these methods, all these secrets in academia that I'm about to show you. And I'm only going to explain these 9 methods. I'm not going to explain how you can transfer them to a university or how you can study or any of that stuff, because it's a lot of information to jam pack into one video. I really do want to help you guys by showing you guys all the nitty gritty and details and all the information that I know. It's just that, like, when I want to share way too much, my videos end up getting so long and you guys probably don't want to watch till the very end. So just please leave me comments in the video asking me your questions, and I might do a Q&A, or I might dive very deep into a single topic in regards to what I'm about to show you.
Yeah, I can definitely understand about the lengthy videos, because sometimes, sometimes you do a video and you're saying, oh, I don't know, this is going to be like, I don't know, like maybe 5-10 minutes long, and then it turns out to be 20-30 minute long video, because it's very, very easy to get carried away talking about whatever the subject is. So yeah, I definitely understand that.
So then I can turn this into a series or a playlist or something. All right, I don't want you to wait anymore, so let's get started on the 9 ways that you can get college credits for around $30 to $40 each. The first way to get college credit for cheap, which I'm sure many of you already know about if you went to high school here in the United States, is through advanced placement exams from the College Board. These exams are $94 each, and in order to get college credit from most colleges, you have to get at least a 4 out of 5 on this exam or a full 5 out of 5 points. Whether you get college credits for these AP exams or not will depend on the college that you end up enrolling in. Some colleges are more liberal with their policies, and others are much more stingy. So whereas one college might give you credit for having a 4 instead of a 5, another college might say, we only give credit if you get a 5 out of 5. Or some colleges might say, we only give AP credit in certain departments. Some more stingier colleges will give you credit for these AP exams as an elective, which means that you still have to take all your mandatory general education classes, and these AP exams that you got full score on, it's gonna be an elective, and it might not even count toward your major classes.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm not going to pause on that particular frame. So let me talk about AP for just a little bit. So I looked more into what AP is, and yes, there are, and I'm going to just say this, AP is not entirely useless at all. You can use it. I do not believe it's the most efficient way to earn college credit, and here's a couple reasons for that. First of all, depending on which college you're looking towards, AP varies wildly in terms of the amount of credits that you can get for the particular subject or exam. I actually just looked up some of the some of the credits that AP will give you for passing an exam. Some of them are actually really, really good. Some of them like 3, 6, 8 credits. Others are like 1 credit. So that's the first thing. Depending on which college, the AP may or may not give you, they may give you a little bit of credit, they may give you a decent amount of credit, it just depends on which college. That's the first problem I see. The second problem, and this is a really, really big one in my opinion, I checked for the three major colleges. They call it the Big Three. It's Excelsior, Charter Oak, and Thomas Edison, because all three of them do allow you to test out of a lot of different things. Excelsior College will not accept AP exams. I checked just a couple minutes ago. Thomas Edison will allow some of them, which I believe that Miss Yang here mentioned that she graduated from Thomas Edison, so she was able to apply some AP exams to that. And Charter Oak will accept some of them as well. But again, you have to look at the particular credit output that you're actually getting for passing those exams. And again, not every college will accept it. So imagine that you pass a lot of AP exams and then you're not able to use that for the credit. Or like she said, it's only an elective. That is a problem with AP exams, and that's where CLEP and DSST come into play, mostly because with CLEP and DSST, first of all, almost every college will accept them, and also the amount of credit that you get for CLEP and DSST, to my knowledge, is pretty much standardized amongst the different colleges. So as far as I know, each college, for instance, let's say that one CLEP exam is supposed to be 3 credits. That CLEP exam, if you pass it, it will be 3 credits to every college that will accept it. Whereas with an AP exam, they will kind of say, okay, maybe you get a 3 on this, maybe get a 4 or 5. We're going to give a certain amount of credit for it. It's not standardized, so you're going to have to look at the particular college. Point being, CLEP and DSST, they're overall simpler, and also they're much more reliable, honestly, in terms of getting the credits that you want to get. Another thing, both of them can actually completely satisfy certain college requirements, whereas AP, yeah, you may get the credit, but like she was just explaining though, it may not count for the entire thing, and you may still have to do a course. With CLEP and DSST, for instance, the only things I had to take at the end of my academic journey, keep in mind, just at the end, were the final capstone and also English composition 2. Those were the only 2 things I had to actually sit down and actually go through a course to do. Everything else was just testing out with CLEP and DSST and 2 UEXCEL exams. It's significantly easier, significantly faster, and so I'm not necessarily trying to throw away what she's saying here, because yes, you can use AP, it just depends on your college, and also I would kind of use this type of analogy, honestly. It's a scenario where, yes, it will work, but there is a much better way to do it, okay? It's like if you have a choice between riding a bicycle, say, and, I don't know, driving a small car, let's say. Yes, both of them will get you to your destination. One of them will get you there faster, though. So I just wanted to point that out real quick.
Toward your major classes. And I think the most stingy colleges would say, like, we absolutely don't take AP exams at all, but we will consider your AP exams in order to determine which level we want to place you at. So rather than placing you in introductory bio, they might place you in a more advanced class. So I think the most stingiest colleges would do that. If you're still in high school right now, I just want to let you know something that I personally didn't know in high school. What I didn't know in high school was that you can study on your own throughout the year for an AP exam without necessarily having to take the class.
Okay, so before we go any further, first of all, I just wanted to apologize for the sudden jump in the audio. Basically what happened is I accidentally clicked the wrong button on my recording software, so I just wanted to apologize for that real quick. Second of all, she mentions here about high school. I just wanted to say AP is, okay, obviously just by her own video alone you can tell that AP is not the only way to get college credit. That's not the big deal, really. The big deal that I see is she's saying that to use AP in high school. Of course, that's not the only thing you can do. You can take CLEP and DSST tests while you're in high school, really. And if you are really, really determined, you could actually have over 120 credits, really, if you work hard enough, right after you graduate high school. and then you could just go right into college with 120 credits right after you get your high school diploma. I'm not saying you're necessarily going to do that. I'm just saying it is 100% possible. It's something that's theoretically possible. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. You can do CLEP and DSST tests while you're in high school. You don't have to worry about it. AP is not something that you just have to do. Then in high school, CLEP and DSST are also something that you can do while you're in high school if you wanted to. If you wanted to just, prepare for your future later on and graduate really, really fast.
And take it and pass, get a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and get credit for it. So that's something that you should know if you don't know that already. The second method, which I've honestly never heard of until after I've graduated high school and worked as a substitute teacher for a year to make some extra money, is International Baccalaureate exams. These exams are $119 each, and actually just this year, 2019, the annual $172 registration fee has been waived because the administrators of this exam have figured that it's not fair for lower income students who cannot afford this registration fee. For these,
I find it kind of interesting about what she just said about them getting rid of the registration fee for this particular exam, because while I think that, yeah, 100 and how much was it? 100. Let me see, how much was the fee? $119. That is a pretty high fee for an exam. Yes, I can definitely understand that. At the same time, I'm not exactly sure if just eliminating the fee was a good idea. That's just me. I'm just making that as a statement. If they wanted to reduce the price, totally understand that. And of course, for you, the test taker, this is great. This is absolutely great. It's just kind of interesting to me they decided to just eliminate the fee.
Of this exam have figured that it's not fair for lower income students who cannot afford this registration fee. For these IB exams, you have to go to an IB school. So if you're not enrolled in an IB school already for high school, you're in tough luck. But if you're a parent watching this video and you have a kid who is in middle school right now and you're thinking about which high schools to get your kid into, you might consider an IB school. So in these...
Yeah, that's kind of a limitation about the IB that she was just saying. Because even if it is able to help you out and get you some college credit earlier on, before you actually get into college, there is obviously the problem in that if you don't go to that particular school, you won't be able to utilize it. So that is a limitation that CLEP and DSST don't have.
The IB schools, you have to take IB level classes. There are 6 subject groups. You have to take 1 IB level class in each subject group and also pass the IB exam at the end of the year. I'm not really sure how the scoring works or other criteria, but I do know that if your student gets the full IB diploma, which means you get all 6 classes and pass all 6 tests. Again, I'm not sure about the score because I haven't been through it myself. I do know that with the full IB diploma at some colleges and universities, you can be granted a full 30 college credits straight from the get-go. So that means that you enter college as pretty much a sophomore because you have 30 credits knocked out. The third method...
Okay, so it's not exactly the worst thing in the world about getting 30 credits there, because obviously that could help you getting the 30 credits early on, very early on, before you even step into the college. Here's kind of a problem, though. There are only 6 of these exams, okay? And like she was saying, by the end of the year, you can get 30 credits. Let me tell you this. Right off the top of my head, it is very, very possible for you to get way more credits than 30 within a year. And you can take way more tests in a year with CLEP or DSST, or CLEP and DSST, just combining them, than this. You can take way more than 6 exams in a year, relatively comfortably. Specifically if, okay, so this is just a thing that I did, and you can do this if you want to, it's totally your choice. This is just a thing that I did. So basically, I would take multiple exams at one test date, okay? So I would take sometimes 3 CLEP exams, sometimes 3 DSST exams, sometimes just 2. it would just depend on how extensive the subject was. And I would do that for mainly a couple of different reasons. For one thing, it meant that since I was studying multiple different subjects at a time and taking multiple tests, each time that I went to the testing center, I was more likely to come out with at least 3 college credits each time, depending on, which test it was, because some tests have 3, some tests are 6, just depends on the test. Second thing is, if you actually do manage to pass 2 or more of the tests, you really do fast track how many credits that you're getting, and you can get through college much, much faster. So what I was basically saying about this whole IB thing is, at first it sounds kind of good, doesn't it? That you get 30 credits after a year with 6 different subjects. It doesn't sound too bad until you really think about it. And when you really think about it, you realize, I can actually be getting a whole lot more credits and take a whole lot more tests to get those credits with CLEP or DSST. Again, that's just me. Your schedule can be however you want to do it. It's just for me personally, I was able to take multiple exams every couple weeks, and I was able to graduate in under a year. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick about the IB.
The full IB diploma at some colleges and universities, you can be granted a full 30 college credits straight from the get-go. So that means that you enter college as pretty much a sophomore because you have 30 credits knocked out.
But again, it took a year for you to get all those credits. And it's 6 exams, 6 different subjects. Not really going to go over this too much again, but you can do a whole lot better with CLEP and DSST. I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Because you have 30 credits knocked out. The third method, which is the method that I personally used, is the college level examination program, also called CLEP exams from the College Board, which is the same College Board that I was talking about in number 1 for AP exams. CLEP exams cost $89 each plus testing center fee. The testing center fee varies by testing center, so if you have more than one testing center in your area, I highly recommend that you shop around, especially if you plan on taking more than one CLEP exam. It does save you money to, compare costs among these testing centers. Man, guys, $89 per CLEP exam. I only took these 2 years ago, and they were only $80 each. So the price went up by $9, which isn't a lot, but if you look at it percentage-wise, that's a pretty high inflation rate. Anyway, military.
Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate that CLEP's prices have changed, because back when I was doing it, it was $80, like she was saying. And then towards the end, when I was taking some of my last CLEP tests, it went up to 85, and now apparently it's 89. So, yes, the prices do change over time, and, inflation happens, and they will increase over time. Still, if you are able to pass the exam, $89 plus the testing fee is a whole lot better than paying, $500,000 per credit. It's way, way better. And even if you have to take it multiple times, it can still be better, because you'll still be paying less money than if you just went to and spend that much money per credit.
Members get to take these exams for free on their first try. If they need to retake these exams, then it won't be free anymore and they will have to pay out of pocket. Anyone can take these exams. You don't have to be a high school student. You don't even have to be a college student. You could just be a regular working average Joe who wants to take these exams, and you can just register and go take them, even though I don't know why you would want to do that for fun.
It's not for fun, Miss Yang. It's to graduate college. I know she was saying that as a joke. But like I was saying before, if you are in high school, you don't have to bother with, and I personally do not recommend just doing AP exams, because if AP exams, if your college will accept them, and if they pay high credits for it, yeah, that's good. It can be good. If they don't, and if you spent a lot of time and a lot of your, if you spend a lot of your mental power, and if you just spend a whole lot of time and money on the AP exams, and the college won't accept them, that's awful. That's really, really awful. However, with CLEP exams, like she said, there's no age that you have to necessarily be. and there's no pre-requirement, so you don't have to have a high school diploma or anything. You can just go straight to CLEP's website, get yourself registered, and you can just go take the exam. So CLEP definitely has that advantage. Like I mentioned earlier, in theory, if you were really determined enough, while you're in high school, you could take the CLEP exams and the DSST exams, and you could graduate college, or you would have enough credits to graduate college right after you get your high school diploma. So in that way, you could in theory get your bachelor's degree younger than 18. I haven't seen hardly anyone do that, but it would be really amazing to see, and I believe that in theory it is certainly possible.
There are 34 subject areas that you can choose to take a CLEP exam in, and all of them are introductory college level material. Based on my personal experience, I would consider these exams to be almost like the final exam that you would take at the end of a semester, except you're basically skipping all the coursework because you're studying on your own. All of these CLEP exams are taken on a computer, and you actually see your score right after finishing. And then after seeing your score, you have the option to send it to a college or university for transfer credit, and you do that for free, all right?
Okay, two things I wanted to say about this. First of all, as far as you seeing your score right after the exam, that's definitely true, and I really like that because CLEP and DSST both do that. And if you're wondering why that is such a good thing, it's because just imagine that you go and you take one of these tests and you're pretty nervous whether you passed it or not. Would you rather know whether you passed or not, say, 2 seconds after you finish the exam? Or would you rather wait about, say, I don't know, a week to 3 weeks to know whether you passed or failed? For me personally, I would rather know right then. That way I'll know whether to proceed with what the other things I'm doing, or whether I need to replan that and reschedule it 3 months later and do something else. So yeah, that's a really great thing that CLEP and DSST, that both of them do, is that right after you take the exam, it's just the score's right there. That is fantastic, absolutely great. Second thing, when she's talking about requesting the transcript to send it to the college, this is a piece of advice that okay, so this is something I talked about in one of my other videos, and this is actually really important, okay? Don't send all of your scores to whatever college that you're going to. That is really important. And here's the reason why. 3 letters, GPA. That is the big reason. Yes, these exams are pass or fail, but when you send the scores in to, say, in my case, Excelsior College, what we did is we only sent them the exams that I passed. Only those were sent to Excelsior. If I sent all, or say anybody, if anybody sends all of their results to Excelsior, whatever college it is, that could possibly hurt their GPA because there are some failures there. Now, I didn't pass some tests, I'll admit that. Everybody is going to fail a test at some point. It's just going to happen. So I suggest only sending the CLEP and DSSTs that you passed to Excelsior. There's actually an option, I believe, when you're requesting the transcript from CLEP for them only to send the exams that you passed. That's really important. It's very important. So I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick.
If you choose to do that then and there. But if you choose to go home and think about it and then request a transcript via fax or mail, then that will cost you extra money. You might be wondering what will happen if you don't meet the minimum score for passing the CLEP exam and sending it to your institution. Don't worry about it. You can retake the exam after 3 months of waiting and also paying the fee again. If you don't want to wait the 3 full months, I have another method for you that you can follow, which is in number 4. The fourth way to get cheap college credits is by taking DANTES Subject Standardized Tests, also called DSST by Prometric. These exams are $85 each plus testing center fee, so shop around for that testing center fee. Just like CLEP exams, military members can get a free exam on their first try. Any retakes will have to be paid for out of pocket. And also anyone can take these exams. You don't even have to be in college, but there's no reason why you would take these exams unless you are in college. There are 33 subject areas that you can take a DSST exam in. And just like CLEP exams, you get your score immediately after finishing and you can send it to your institution for free.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted to say real quick about DSST. First of all, they're awesome for earning college credit. CLEP and DSST, biggest things by far when it comes to earning college credit fast and cheaper than just going through with the regular college. Here's a second thing, and this is something that I don't believe she mentions in the video, and it's actually a really important thing that I think she forgot to mention, so I'll mention it here. The biggest difference, besides just the fact that they have some different subjects between CLEP and DSST, is DSST. Okay, I want to show you something. See how you have like Introduction to Business and these different DSST exams. Look at this. Look at Money and Banking for just a little bit. What's the difference between, say, Management Information Systems and this? It's this single word, upper. Because those upper level credits are very, very important, because depending on what degree you're going for and depending on the college, they will require a certain amount of the credits that you earn to be upper credits. That's really, really important. And so the good thing about DSST is you can rack up the majority of your upper level credits through DSST. And that's really, besides just the fact that obviously you can just get more regular credits, is what makes DSST so awesome, that you can get these upper level credits.
Right then and there. If you choose to get a transcript later to transfer them over, then that will cost extra money. If you did not pass the CLEP exam, then you are free to take the DSST exam at any time because the two of them don't communicate with each other. They're completely different exams. So let's say if you failed the sociology CLEP exam, then you can take the sociology DSST exam the very next day if you wanted to. So what happens if you do not get the minimum score for passing the DSST exam? Well, unlike CLEP, there's a shorter waiting period. You can take the exam again in 30 full days. The fifth method is Straighterline.com. Straighterline.com.
Okay, before she says anything at all about Straighterline, I just wanted to say this. The only time when I used Straighterline was for the English 102, I believe. It was English Composition 2. That was one of the last required things that I had to do for to get my bachelor's degree, and it was a course that I had to take, and I went with Straighterline. That's the only time that I went with Straighterline. The only time I would recommend you guys, or pretty much anybody, go with Straighterline is when a course is required, because if a course is required, Straighterline is not too bad at all. They're actually a pretty good organization. Here's why you don't want to go with Straighterline just to get regular credits, okay? And there's one big reason. They're not just exams. As you can see here, these are courses, okay? And while the Straighterline course may be a little bit shorter than the actual course, college course, they can be shorter. Here's the thing though. It's basically the difference between, say, a 6 to 8 week course and a test that you prepare for say 2 or 3 weeks, and then you take the exam in about 2 hours. It's the same credit, but it's much, much faster, significantly faster. So I just wanted to point that out before we get to anything about Straighterline. I would not recommend them for any regular credit, only for certain courses that are required for you to get your degree.
Isn't necessarily a way to test out of college like I've used in the previous examples. Rather, Straighterline.com is a website where you can take online college courses and you can get a grade in them, and then you transfer those grades to your institution. So Straighterline.com.
This is another thing that's really not that great about Straighterline. Whatever score you get on Straighterline, this will definitely affect your GPA, whereas with CLEP and DSST, it won't, because it's just pass-fail. That's another problem with Straighterline. But again, they're great for a course that's required by Excelsior or by whatever college it is. Not great for anything else, though. I would definitely recommend them for required courses, not for anything that you can test out of.
Isn't a college. They will not give you college credit. You take those courses there and then you transfer them to somewhere else for transfer credit. I hope you understand that, because it seems that some of the customers of Straighterline.com don't understand that. Straighterline.com costs $99 per month as a subscription, and each course that you take is $59 each, and the textbook is included. Back when I took Straighterline.com courses 2 years ago, they cost only $39 per course, but the textbooks were not included. And I would try to save money by looking for an older edition of the textbook, and it honestly was just not a good idea, because when I was doing the reading and trying to answer questions on the exams, I wouldn't be able to answer them because I had an older edition. So having that extra value, which is the textbook included, for just a little bit more money, I think is a great idea, okay? And $59 is still very affordable. What are Straighterline.com courses like? Typically, you have to read your textbook and you have to read from start to finish, or you just use the find function to find what you need. Your score in Straighterline.com courses is based on typically like 4 quizzes, 1 midterm, and 1 final exam. I think all 4 quizzes and the midterm are open book, and then for your final exam, whether it's open book or not will depend on the course. You can search beforehand before buying a specific course to see if it's open book or not. Also,
Okay, so the interesting about Straighterline for me, and this is just because of what I was doing, okay? This is mainly because I was doing English composition too. For me, my Straighterline experience was mostly involving I would take a little exam, which would apply, of course, to the grade, and I would also be assigned a writing assignment, because see, English 102 is absolutely chock full of writing. It's full of essays, and so for me, that was more so my Straighterline experience. Again, depending on what's required and depending on what course you do, yeah, it could be different. Your course can be very, very different. It can involve much more reading and more quizzes, or less quizzes, significantly more the writing, or less writing, no writing. It's just, for me, it was mostly nothing but writing, honestly. I just wanted to say that real quick.
also some more information for you to know. Most exams that I've taken in Straighterline tend to be all multiple choice, but it again depends on the course that you choose. So I think if you're taking an English class or a communications class, there would definitely be some writing involved and some essays that you would have to write. But for more straightforward courses, it's basically all multiple choice.
Yeah, I would not exactly call English 102 a very straightforward course, because it was full of writing. I'm definitely glad that she said that about how that some courses are more writing intensive. I know for a fact English 102 was very, very writing intensive.
The 6th way to get cheap college credit is by taking UEXCEL exams from Excelsior College.
Okay, so there were 2 Excelsior UEXCEL exams that I had to take. Both of them I passed the first time. Neither of them, and both of them were pretty interesting, and they were also both required by Excelsior, both of these subjects. So for that UEXCEL, I'm very, very glad for them existing there. The one problem I see with UEXCEL exams is I believe they were pretty expensive. So until you get to the point where these are actually required, I wouldn't recommend just using UEXCEL exams or doing a majority with them, because I believe that they're more expensive than CLEP and DSST. So I can't remember everything about how these work, so let's keep watching.
These exams are $110 each. If you are an enrolled student at
Yeah, $110 each is definitely more than even the 89 or 85 for CLEP or DSST. So again, the last couple of subjects, these are perfectly fine. These are actually great. If you need a required subject, that is. Besides that, I will not recommend it unless you actually need that particular subject to be satisfied.
Excelsior College, then I guarantee that the credits will definitely apply to your degree program. But on the other hand, if you're thinking about taking UEXCEL exams to get transfer credit at another institution, you might want to check with your institution first. According to Excelsior College's website, thousands of colleges and universities across the country accept UEXCEL credit exams, but of course, policies can change at any time, and also policies can vary within departments of an institution, so it's very important for you to check beforehand. The seventh way to get cheap college credits is by taking standardized exams from Charter Oak State College. These exams are $100 each, plus the cost of textbooks. Now, the big drawback that I can think of immediately when I think of these standardized exams from that college is that the selection is extremely limited.
Yeah, having only, like, how many is this? 5. Having only 5 exams is really not great. CLEP and DSST have significantly more. I think each has like over like 30, like a 30 odd or so exams. This is not really great, and I would not really recommend these. Of course, depending on what degree you're trying to get, you may or may not require something similar to these different ones, but chances are you probably won't. So, yeah, let's just keep watching.
It's so limited. I think they only have 6 exams that you can take. Whereas, like, I would just go straight for taking a CLEP exam or a DSST exam because they have like 33 to 34 subject areas to take. I'm also not sure if the credits that you get from taking a standardized exam at Charter Oak State College are transferable to other institutions, so you might also want to look into that. But honestly, I don't see any reason to take these exams unless you are enrolled at Charter Oak State College. But hey, I'm just giving you guys an option here. The 8th way to...
Yeah, I would agree with that, exactly what you said, because really earning a particular type of credit that's only applicable to one particular college, I mean, yeah, it could work if you are going with if you're sticking with that particular college. But if you want to change, say if you want to go to a different college, or if you realize that the college that you're going to isn't going to accept as many CLEPs or DSSTs to test out, then yeah, you would want to change. And if you invested a lot of time, effort, and money into, say, those Charter Oak exams, that's really not great for you if you want to change colleges. Whereas, like she said, with UEXCEL, CLEP, DSST, you can transfer between many different colleges. As far as I know, just about every single college in the United States accepts CLEP and DSST, many of them, many of those exams, and for UEXCEL, several of them will. Whereas with Charter Oak, not as far as I don't believe really any of them do. So yeah, that's definitely definitely agree with what she said there.
Save money on college credits is by taking TECEP exams from Thomas Edison State University, which is also where I got my bachelor's degree from. TECEP exams are $50 per credit for lower level exams and $75 per credit for upper level exams. Now, most exams are 3 credits each, so you're looking at either $150 per exam or $225 per exam. I did read that credits from TECEP exams can be transferred to outside institutions for transfer credit, but I honestly wouldn't bet on it because I personally don't think many institutions have heard of TECEP exams before. Plus, they are pass or fail, and that might be the reason why some institutions, even if they have heard of them, might not want to take these as credit.
Well, the thing is, CLEPs and DSSTs are also pass or fail. And you can apply kind of the same logic to that. So I don't entirely agree with her about the reason she just said. But at the same time, yeah, not all colleges will accept TECEP exams. Some of them will, some of them won't. You just have to check with your college, whereas CLEP and DSST are much more reliable in terms of most colleges will accept a lot of them. Some won't accept all, some will accept only a certain different ones for certain subjects, but pretty much every college will accept a large number of CLEP and DSST exams. So even if you can't graduate just with those, you can certainly get yourself a massive head start and accumulate a lot of credits with CLEP and DSST.
Because they don't actually see the score, or that's what I heard. But if you are a student at Thomas Edison State University, I think TECEP exams are a great thing to do because a lot of the subject areas that they have available are not necessarily the same subject areas you would find from CLEP exams or DSST exams, which is great because since there is little overlap, if you take these exams, you can get even more credit. Thomas Edison State University will not give you credit for TECEP exams if you have already taken an equivalent from CLEP or DSST. So with that little overlap, you do get to save even more money. And number 9, the last and final way to get cheap college credits is through taking a language proficiency testing from New York University School of Professional Study.
Okay, before I even get into this part, here's the thing. This will vary very much depending on who you are, what your individual talents and abilities are when it comes to speaking another language. If you are already like multilingual and you already speak multiple languages, go for it. Go for it. CLEP has Spanish, French, and German, I believe. They have those different exams, and each of those give 12 credits each. So CLEP is really good if you are proficient in any of those languages. You can just guarantee you got 12 credits right off the bat. For the rest of us, and for those who kind of have a hard time learning a second language, you can just about forget about these. Because yes, you can learn another language. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying that in the time that it takes you to learn another language and to be able to obtain that 12 credits, you could have probably obtained, like, I don't know, like between 15 and 30 credits by taking all the other exams. So I guess a strategy that you could use is you could say, while you're learning, say, Spanish or German or whatever, you could do other CLEP and DSST exams, and you can eventually prepare yourself to take that language exam and say, boom, you got 12 credits. I would not count on that, though. It's great if you are multilingual and you can do that easily, or if English is a second language to you, or if any of those are second language, it's great. I would not recommend it whatsoever, though, for those of us who just want to graduate without doing that. Again, if you're already proficient in other languages, go for it, but I have a feeling this is going to be kind of the same principle.
There is a $20 registration fee per semester in addition to the price of each exam. The 4-point exam costs $279, the 12-point exam costs $479, and the 16-point exam costs $579.
Okay, so price is already kind of throwing me off about this. Just wanted to throw that on. I just wanted to say that real quick. The prices, because CLEPs, even though CLEP has changed over time, still the CLEP Spanish, French, and German exams. I believe that all 3 of those are still $89 each. You can get 12 credits with each of those depending on which language that you're proficient in. Just wanted to throw that in real quick.
NYU offers these language exams in more than 50 languages, and these tests are used to either grant credit or to grant advanced placement in your language studies. Alright guys, if you've...
The thing about that, and this is where pretty much the video ends, the thing about this is, she doesn't specify how much credit you get. I'm assuming that would depend on the individual university or college that you go to. And yeah, that's kind of a problem. Because the good thing about this IC is there are plenty of different languages that you can, that if you are good in that language, or if that's an additional language that you speak, yeah, it can help you a whole lot. And that's really, really good, because you would be able to speak that language. But here's the problem, though. The problem is you don't know how much credit they're going to give you for it, or if they're going to give you credit at all. And from what you showed earlier, the price for these things are very, very expensive. So I would personally not recommend this. I would recommend, say, the CLEP different language exams. And yeah, I would not recommend this. So overall thoughts on this video, I think that Miss Yang here did a pretty good job of explaining, for the most part, all of the different ways that you can get college credit. Do I think that they're all the most efficient ways? No. Not at all. Especially Straighterline. Straighterline, in my opinion, is probably one of the worst ways to get credit. Besides, of course, besides that one section, at least for me, English 102, Straighterline, yes, they helped me with that course. If it's not required, though, I personally don't think Straighterline is a very good idea, because there are much better alternatives like CLEP and DSST and even UEXCEL exams that can get you there faster. Overall, though, I don't think this is a bad video at all. I think this is a pretty good video. It will tell you the different ways to test out of college, at least 9 different ways. And honestly, the best possible ways for you to do it are CLEP, DSST, and UEXCEL for the particular subjects that you may be required to take. Again, I actually mentioned about AP. Yeah, maybe you can do it with AP, but it depends on the college. It really depends on the college. And again, you can take CLEPs and DSSTs while you're in high school. That's also really, really important. And I mentioned it a couple times by now. You can take those while you're in high school, and you can amass a lot of credit, a lot of guaranteed credits, depending on because my whole point about the AP situation is certain colleges don't accept them at all. Certain colleges will only accept a little bit of them, and the credits that you'll get will vary depending on the college. Whereas with CLEP and DSST, not only are they pretty much standard not only are the credits that they give pretty much standard amongst all the colleges, or almost all the colleges, but also you're going to get credit, really, for CLEP or DSST test, much more likely than any AP exam. And not only are you guaranteed to get some credit, but you're guaranteed the number of that credit too. Which is, again, another big advantage. So you can get way more credits way faster with CLEP or DSST than you could with AP. At least in the most likely majority case. Just wanted to point that out real quick, because the AP part I was kind of interested in, and that's just my take on it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe, and the link to my ebook, CLEP College, is in the description down below, along with links to various study guides that I use to help me obtain my degree. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.